You can have the most perfect, understanding, and accepting family and friend group. You can have the best medical treatment, therapists, psychiatrists, doctors, you name it, that this world has to offer. Your bipolar disorder, no matter what, is going to be a train wreck. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Adolfo. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why I am thankful for my diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Now, wait a minute. I just said that bipolar disorder is a train wreck. How could I be thankful for something that's a train wreck? Well, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. You can dread something and still be thankful for it. You can dread something so severely, but still have elements of that something that you are thankful for. Maybe it strengthens your resolve in some way. But my point is that even things that are indisputably bad, like bipolar disorder, can have pros. In my case, there are quite a few pros, and I'm going to talk about those pros in this video. For those of you who are new here, I had a 6-month-long manic episode with psychosis. I didn't have any major mental health diagnosis up until that point, at least not any that I was aware of at that time. And I started experiencing a wide array of powerful delusions that negatively impacted my behavior for the worse. I conducted myself in ways that I normally wouldn't. I spoke out of turn at absolutely every turn I could. My mind was just going a million miles a minute, and I had no impulse control. I had greatly diminished insight and lowered levels of discernment, practically no logic whatsoever. So imagine going through just a week of your life under those circumstances, and now stop, wait a minute, and picture it as if you had to deal with those circumstances for 6 months. I dealt with it for 6 months. And I won't spend this entire video going through my manic episode story. I've done it plenty of times in many of my videos, which you can check out on my channel. In this video, I want to talk about 2 things in particular that I'm thankful for, that I derived from my bipolar disorder. One of those things is increased levels of empathy. I've always adhered to the Atticus Finch wisdom of walk around in someone else's shoes. You know, how are you going to truly know how someone feels unless you put yourself in their position and perspective? And in my view, even when you do so, it's still impossible to fully grasp what someone is going through from their perspective. No matter how much you strive to emulate their perspective, you'll never perfectly emulate it. What they feel is what they feel. What you feel is what you feel. So I've always abided by that wisdom. Walk around in other people's shoes. It's never easy, though. It can be very difficult to put yourself in someone else's position. But with empathy as the guide, it is possible. And I've done that a lot through my life. I've noticed this even before my bipolar disorder diagnosis, is that I seem to truly feel pain when other people feel pain. I truly seem to suffer and feel sad when I see other people suffer and feel sad. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's a bipolar thing or what. But the challenges bipolar disorder has put me through has made me a more empathetic, understanding, and accepting person. And I think the reason for that is I don't have a choice in being accepting and understanding. Because of my illness, I have to be. And now I know the way I just worded it might make it seem like, hey, you're treating it as if it's something bad. No, not at all. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying that I truly didn't really have a choice in the decision. I know William Jennings Bryan famously said, destiny is a matter of choice. Well, in this case, there was no destiny involved. Because of my illness, a byproduct of having that illness is that I must be accepting and understanding. Otherwise, how could I even tolerate the existence of myself? It would inevitably lead to suicidal behavior and ideation if I did not embrace acceptance and understanding. I have to accept that there's things I said and did which are part of the past that I'll have to cope with for the rest of my life. Embarrassing, shameful things that made me feel guilty, that made me feel afraid to step outside my own room. I'll always deal with that. But that doesn't mean I can't attain a positive perspective. And with empathy as the guide, my ability to have a positive perspective has greatly been enhanced because of the trauma and pain that I went through. I know how to put myself in a position where I can greater understand other people's trauma and pain. And imagine how much better this world would be if everybody just had even a little bit more empathy. And now something as traumatizing as bipolar disorder, which gives you a lot of empathy. Now, if this entire world had bipolar disorder, there's two things that could happen, and only two things, no in-betweens. Either it would be the most chaotic damn place on earth, or it would be the most organized, sophisticated, accepting, and understanding place that this universe has ever seen, if bipolar ran the world. Because we too experience the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs. And I guess we would just have to see where that cluster of people end up clustering and forming the dominant group. Would it be the positive or the negative? Would it be the highs? Would it be the lows? We don't know. But what we do know is that empathy is a valuable tool for understanding and accepting others. And I'm very proud to have increased levels of empathy from my bipolar disorder. The other thing about bipolar disorder, and this is more looking at the inner self rather than the outer self and the things that surround us. This is not about our interaction with others, but our interaction with ourself and how we react to the world from our position of self. Increased levels of strength. People with bipolar disorder know how to deal with certain difficult things in a way that normal people never can. And that's because every day of our lives is one of monumental difficulty because of the illness that we have been blessed, cursed with. You have to say both, because it's the lowest of the lows and it's the highest of the highs. So it really depends on the moment. But because of this illness, we're forced to adapt constantly. We have to adapt to new moods, new ways of interpreting specific events. And we have to continually try and devise a way of looking at things in a more healthy way and having a more healthy balance to our life, not allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed with negative self-talk. And people with bipolar know what it's like to be in exactly that position, to experience whirlwinds of negative self-talk, to be in a place of complete despair in the abyss of depression, to be at absolute rock bottom in a tunnel and feeling like there's absolutely no light to get out of there. There's no path forward, to truly have lost hope at one point. That's what bipolar disorder is. That's what it is. And until you're in that position where you're in the abyss of depression and despair, where your discernment and insight is interrupted, and your central command center is lost and given to someone else, and that someone else is someone that no one's ever known before, what do you do? I mean, what does this mean? What it means for me is that bipolar disorder people endure experiences that are so unique, so profoundly distinct from the type of experiences underwent by normal people. And there's no substitute in the world of experience that can help somebody just understand how powerful of a disorder bipolar disorder truly is. So I'm making this video on Thanksgiving Day. Because what better day to talk about what you're thankful for? In this video, I talked about the train wreck that is bipolar disorder. Those who view my channel know how much of a train wreck it was on my life, how greatly my life spiraled out of control as a result. But those who watch this channel also know that I'm in a much better place now. So those of you who are new here, don't feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel, because there is. Regardless of the position you're in, there is. There's a way out. If you have bipolar disorder, if you know someone suffering with bipolar disorder, you've experienced something truly surreal. Something that's almost unbelievable. Because you know what it's like to lose control of yourself or to lose control of a friend or loved one. And having that experience forever changes you. It changes you. It transforms your worldview. Certainly did with me. After having my episode, after hearing other people's experiences of what they've gone through or what they've witnessed in their friends and loved ones, it transformed my worldview completely. But in a positive and better way, in a way that is of greater benefit to myself, but also of greater benefit to the world. So that's it for this video. I wanted to talk about the two aspects of bipolar disorder I'm thankful for: the increased levels of empathy and the increased levels of strength, both of which can work in conjunction, in my view, of helping you lower the probability of encountering certain events that people in bipolar disorder world often experience. So how do we reduce our chance of dealing with mania? Well, increased empathy and increased levels of strength and willpower, that's a damn great start. And then when you throw in some strong medications that are scientifically proven to help you, then you're in a whole different world where you're full steam, doing everything within your power to prevent the worst events from happening again. Thank you all for watching. What are you thankful for? I know I rattled on for quite a bit there, ranted on. I'm in a garrulous mood today. It's Thanksgiving. I'm locked inside. I don't go to work. It's raining out. And it's just my mom, me, and my cat, and a turkey that used to be live. I'm going to have a good time. I hope that you all have a wonderful and marvelous Thanksgiving with your friends and loved ones. Be sure to like, comment, hit that subscribe button on this video so that more people can see this video. Let's keep disseminating this information, y'all. We need to get the message out to the world that there is hope, that we never shall surrender hope. Love, light, and tranquility to all.